Some people live life with such daring and adventure. You're going to meet one today. Hi everybody, I am so excited to bring you this video today, but first let me welcome you. If you're new to Fun to Know with Carol, I'm Carol and I'm here every Tuesday to help you connect with your curiosity. Now, do you know what a sky runner is? I'd ask you to guess, but we don't have enough time for that, so I'm just going to tell you, and then I'm going to introduce you to my friend Holly Page, who is a sky runner. But first let me tell you how I know Holly. A few years ago, my husband and I were hosts for cyclists that bike through our area through an organization called Warm Showers. Basically, it's people who have an extra room and a warm shower for cyclists that are going through on long-distance trips. And that's how we met Holly. We've had some fantastic, memorable guests in our guest room, including Holly Page. We were so impressed with Holly's story at the time that we stayed connected through social media and followed her adventures around the world. What makes Holly an extreme performer, in my view, is that she races in places and in conditions that most of us could never dream of. And then she has a completely different side that's non-athletic, and she's killing it there too. I knew Holly was laid up with a broken wrist, so even though she was in England, we synced our clocks and we got together by Zoom so that I could find out the latest on her and introduce her to you.
Right now I'm actually in London, so I've been based up in the north of England the last few weeks because unfortunately I'm stuck because normally I travel around, but I've managed to break my wrist and I haven't broken my knee, but I have a big wound in my knee that hasn't healed hasn't started to heal even after a few weeks. And various, my body is broken, but my spirit is intact.
You need to keep that motivation up for your next trip, eh?
Yeah.
So tell us how you describe yourself and what you do.
I guess from a sport, so I have my various hats, one of which is a sporting hat. So I'm an athlete with Adidas Terrex, which is everybody knows Adidas, I guess, and it's their outdoor side of the brand. So doing lots of trail running, so off-road running, primarily in the mountains. So on terrain that's very technical, so very rocky or steep, or often there's some glacier travel, or the sort of things that you're kind of scrambling sometimes. I also end up getting into little incidents as well when I'm in the mountains. But no, it's a sport that I've been doing all my life, really. My parents were really into the mountains, so as a youngster they would take me and do lots of hiking and running around, and it just gave me this fuel for having an adventurous spirit, I guess. I never sought to become a professional athlete, but I started doing well in some international races, and there's one part of the sport is called sky running, so it's high altitude mountain running, and a few years ago I won. There was a world series of sky running, and did won that unexpectedly.
The season never ever expected. I thought, maybe I could be on the podium. Didn't believe it until I actually crossed the finish line today, so it took a little while to realise. The whole season's been fantastic, particularly when I won in Yadding. Such an amazing feeling. I was totally overwhelmed. I remember crying at the end. And then I won again in Perth and then out in the US as well. I grew up doing lots of fell running, so on very rough and tough terrain. Sky running's similar to that, but a bit more extreme. The more technical it is, the better. So yeah, sky running is great.
and then got this contract with Adidas. So yeah, I've then been with them for the last 3 years, and then got a contract renewal until the end of 2024. So
oh wow, congratulations.
It's cool, but it's not something, I was never a child thinking, oh, like I want to become being a professional athlete is my dream. Like running and I do quite a bit of music as well, was like, they were like the extracurricular activities. And more of my focus was on like the academic side of things. So that's the other thing I'm doing at the same time is, whereas a lot of my teammates are kind of just focused on running, I like to keep other things going as well. So also working as an international development consultant, actually for the US government at the moment. So I've like got lots of calls with Washington DC, and yeah, I'm working with like US Bureau of Humanitarian Assistance on some like financing strategies. So nothing to do with mountain running. In fact, those guys don't even know that I'm like mountain running, or that I'm calling them from the mountains somewhere we can get signal in the mountains for my meetings.
Is that what you studied at university?
No, so I studied languages. So I speak like French, Spanish, Italian. Yeah, so I also do some translation work as well.
What gives you the most satisfaction now from the athletic side? Oh, and then we'll take the other side. But
I think for me, like being part of a sport where I can be in places that I want to be. So like I'm happiest when I'm in the mountains or traveling to new places, beautiful surroundings. So to be able to do a sport which takes me to amazing places, like race organizers like, oh, do you want to come to mountains of Costa Rica to do this race? It's like, yes, why? Okay. Or like getting to travel all around the world and like using running as a pretext to doing that. Yeah, that's really satisfying. And the other thing about it, which I think maybe it's not unique to the mountain running, but there's just this really great sense of community, and like lots of my closest friends are the people that I race against week in, week out. And so like, yes, we're rivals when we're racing each other, but we're really good friends like outside of that as well. And I think because it's a sport that's got this inherent danger involved, everybody looks out for each other. It's not, I think some sports you like want your opponent to do badly, whereas in this like off-road running, it's more, I don't know, if I saw somebody struggling, then you'd like just check they're okay, and like this it's just a really nice community of people.
That's great.
That's really nice. Yeah.
And what about your international work? Challenges there that you're finding?
Yeah, big challenges in that I'm quite a generalist. As I said, my background was in languages, and then have to quickly adapt to new subject matter. I was working with the World Bank in Chile on geothermal energy policy for the Ministry of Energy in Chile. And like, I have no academic background in like geothermal energy. So of course, then I'm having to quickly adapt to working with experts or people who are expert in that, and at least fake it till you make it thing. And be able to be so it's like this constant learning, but I get a lot of satisfaction from always learning. The other thing I really appreciate about it is being able to do it remotely. I mean, I think that's what's amazing about the modern world, that you can be calling me in London from California, and you can do that in real time. And so just the ability to be able to be in any country and still be able to work efficiently, I think is great. And so that gives me the freedom to then pursue my outdoor life, but also keep my brain engaged as well as my legs.
You really epitomize the phrase jump in with both feet, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk with you is because this channel, our tagline is connect with your curiosity. And I feel like That's what you're doing, both in your athletic side and in the intellectual side as well, the academic side. Any advice for people who are connecting with their curiosity?
Yeah, I mean, I really love the tagline of like about curiosity. To the viewers, I would say, yeah, definitely, just anything that when it sparks your curiosity, go for it, like follow it. And I mean, we've got all these tools now at our fingertips in terms of being able to look things up on the internet or whatever, and and connect with people all around the world and find out more. And yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Good. What an inspiration Holly is. At the young age of 32, she's doing so much, and if that isn't fun to know, I don't know what is. My guess is that portions of her story were brand new to you. I know they were to me. We try to introduce interesting people and places to you regularly, and you'll find more of them in this playlist right here. Tell us what you think about this video. Holly will be reading the comments as well, so introduce yourself. In the meantime, have a great week ahead, and we'll see you in the next video.